Could this puffy be the last puffy you ever buy? Well, it might be. Let's find out what Teren's Campfire Puffy 2.0 is all about. Okay, first off, let's start off with the specs. This jacket weighs 1 pound 9 ounces. The price is $400. The interior is 100% polyester. The insulation is 100% recycled PrimaLoft gold. I wish I could show you, but it's inside. And the exterior is made of a bunch of aramid fibers, a little bit of spandex, and a whole bunch of magic. That's what gives it its fireproof, waterproof, windproof, and lifeproof abilities. Okay, those are great specs, but let's move in to the features. First off, before we talk about the fireproof nature of this jacket, I just want to let you know that I've been a professional firefighter for over 10 years, and I'm so stoked to be reviewing a fireproof jacket. So all the things that I do in this video to this jacket, please, I do not recommend you do this. I'm simply testing this jacket out so that you guys can get a better grasp on what this jacket can actually do. So we're gonna save the fireproof nature for a little bit later, but what I want to talk to you about is the waterproof feature. This feature is really great. It has waterproof zippers, it has a waterproofing on the exterior of it, so pretty much everything just beads up on the outside and wipes right off. The next is the quick drying. Now, because it beads up on the outside of the jacket and it wipes off really easy, this has a very quick drying nature. Now, the PrimaLoft insulation does a lot of the quick drying if the entire jacket does get wet, and it still stays lofted to keep you warm. Another feature that I like about this is that it's super rugged. It is a tear-proof fabric. We took a rose bush and just beat up the exterior of this jacket and it barely scratched it. That is a win in my book because anything that I'm doing, whether I'm carrying logs or whether I'm hiking or whether the kids are throwing my jacket on the ground, I want to know that it's not just going to get torn up. So the next thing is windproof. I went outside on my e-bike when it was 45 degrees outside, and for us in Southern California, 45 is really cold. I know everybody else is rolling their eyes. I get it. But I rode my e-bike at 20 miles per hour, and this jacket did great as far as windproof. It didn't let any air in from underneath, and it didn't let any air in through the zipper, which I find really cool because a lot of jackets will have air come through the zippers or through the baffling. Baffling? Baffling, that's baffling, man. Now that we've talked about the waterproofing, the windproofing, and the durability of the jacket, I also want to talk about the comfort of this jacket. This jacket is super comfortable. As you can see, I'm wearing it now. I can easily bend my arms. This is not restricting me in any way. It's not like a denim jacket where it just restricts you from doing anything. This has a little bit of stretch. It has, I think, about 2%, I'll put it up here if I'm wrong, but about 2% spandex in it, so it is gonna stretch a little bit with you. All of the materials in this jacket are sustainably sourced, and like I said, the PrimaLoft is 100% recyclable, which is really cool too. All of the materials in this jacket are also cruelty-free. So this jacket has 6 pockets. When you have the jacket closed, you have 2 pockets right here along the chest. You also have 2 normal pockets in the lower section of your jacket. So basically the 4 exterior pockets are fleece lined. Having the fleece lining on the inside keeps your hands a lot warmer, especially when you're riding on an e-bike. There are also 2 interior pockets on the inside of this jacket. Those are right here. And these guys, you can basically put the mail or your water bottle, pretty much anything that isn't gonna really be accessible while you have your jacket closed. So the other thing I want to talk about along with the comfort is the sizing. I know Matt from Simply Must Go did a really good review on the Campfire Puffy 1.0, but there's a lot of differences between the 1.0 and the 2.0, mainly that it's just 1 zipper that goes all the way. There's not 2 zippers. The other thing is that he said that it tends to run small, and I would argue that the 2.0 tends to run large. So if you're in between sizes and you're getting the Campfire Puffy 2.0, which this is, I would size down. So the next thing I want to talk about is the subtle branding. As you can see on my shoulder, or you can barely see on my shoulder, is that there's a little firebrand or like a leather patch of a firebrand. That's their logo. The other thing is on the very bottom left section of the left side of your jacket, you're gonna have a very small blacked out letters that just say Teren, which is the name of the company. So really, you can't really see, there's not like a big patch right here with a bunch of mountains and letters that, you know, start with P. You get it. So minimal branding, that's a win for me. Okay. I know, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's talk about the fireproof nature. Okay, we did 2 main tests on this jacket, and that was the ember test and the direct flame test. Now, being a fire behavior instructor, I'm able to do these things. I do not recommend anyone doing these to your jacket. You might ruin it. So the first test that we did was the ember test, and that was just putting an ember on top of it and seeing whether or not it was actually gonna burn a hole in the puffy. Most jackets melt. Even the Nomex that we wear at work will also get branding or little ember marks in it when we go on fires, and it'll actually have a little bit of a burn mark in it. This one does not. So I don't know what kind of magic they're using or what aramid fibers or whatever they're using in these things, but we should probably start using them at work because this thing's crazy. We put an ember on there, and it was a fairly large ember. I would actually call it a coal, not an ember. We put it on there just to test it out and see. This is not to retain heat away from you. This is just to get embers to not burn your jacket, okay? So the second test we did was the direct flame test. Just in case you went to go grab your child or grab something and you reached over the fire, we just wanted to see if the jacket would be okay if it got hit with direct flame. And it did, no problem. One of the features that I want to talk about is the hood. The hood is really good when you put it up. So as you can see, it's pretty good. It doesn't come out really, really far, so you can't see anything. And there's a little cinch in the back. So when you cinch it up, it comes right along the exterior of your head and allows you to turn without actually blocking your vision, which is a win for me. There's also cinches on the bottom so that you can tighten it up if, you know, like some of the guys will have like a little bit bigger of a midsection. They'll pull the side cinches and then it'll cinch the jacket underneath them so that they don't get a cold draft coming up, which I really find is really, really quality on a lot of jackets these days. And these guys are just par for the course, which is perfect. So lastly, what are my thoughts as a professional firefighter on a fireproof jacket? The Teren Campfire Puffy 2.0. So ultimately, I think this is a really warm and really comfortable jacket. I think that this would be a great jacket to basically go camping, get outside, and do a little bit of ruggedness. Not only is it super warm and super comfortable, but it's fireproof. Are you kidding me? No more holes in my puffy jackets? This thing is incredible. Ultimately, you are going to buy this jacket because it's fireproof nature. If you have a jacket from any of the big brand companies that have baffling on them, you're going to burn those when you get it close to fire. This isn't gonna burn at all. One of my only cons for this jacket is that it's fairly heavy. So like you wouldn't be able to go for like an extremely long hike. You can go for a hike, but you're gonna be carrying about 2 pounds with you. That's a bit heavy in at least the ultralight backpacking world, so I wouldn't recommend it to you guys. But for the campers, I'd recommend it. The other con that I have is this little flap right here. It's really nice because it's fleece, but the really not nice part is that it curls and then it just kind of like, when you zip this thing up, it likes to get in your face. Other than that though, this thing's perfect. And when you zip the jacket up and then the fleece lining is right around your face, it feels really nice to be warm and breathing into fleece versus breathing into like hard fiber. Kind of a con, kind of not a con. When you wear the jacket, you won't really notice it that much. But for me, being anal and also reviewing this and giving it a fair test, that's just one thing I found, but everything else was great. And we're talking about a fireproof jacket. This stuff, not a big deal. Who do I recommend this for? I recommend this jacket for the overlander. The overlander is gonna be sitting in his car, he's gonna be moving or driving to his campsite, he's gonna get to his campsite and he's gonna start setting up. He's not gonna wanna tear a hole in his puffy, and especially carrying firewood and making a fire, he's not gonna wanna burn his puffy. So this jacket kind of has you covered there. Not only is this jacket for the overlander, but it's also for the weekend warrior. All you trailer hauling weekend warrior fans, this jacket's for you. Now, who's the last person that I recommend this jacket for? I recommend it for the dad. Dads, this jacket will enable you to make s'mores and not have to worry about a flaming ball of sugar in your child's hand burning your skin off. Yeah, it's for you. Those are my thoughts on Teren's Campfire Puffy 2.0. I was really, really stoked to be reviewing this jacket. I think that Teren's doing a great job, so if you want to check them out, I'm going to leave a link down below. You can check out this jacket and all of their other cool stuff, really. Let me know in the comments what your favorite camping jacket is, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye. That was quick. Only 23 minutes.